Welcome to our presentation on the Charitable Food Program, also known as CFP, which is a component of the Neighborhood Assistance Tax Credit Program, also known as NAP. My name is Lynette Praster, and I am the Director of DCED's Center for Community Services. Food banks and community food programs have accessed the NAP as a support resource for over 30 years. Several years ago, Pennsylvania food advocates, legislators, the Departments of Agriculture, and Community and Economic Development committed involvement of food programs in NAP by establishing the CFP component with a set-aside. CFP is a partner in Pennsylvania's current Blueprint for Hunger. The DCED and the Department of Agriculture partner to recruit applicants who are addressing food security issues in their communities, whether it's food distribution, access to fresh foods, establishing food kitchens, and nutrition or cooking education, or addressing a community's food desert. The CFP and its public-private partnership elements can serve as an important resource. The purpose of this presentation is to acquaint you with the CFP by sharing details about how you can utilize CFP in your communities and hopefully make an application. Thank you for your interest in CFP. DCED's Staff Program Specialist for NAP, John Winters, is here to walk you through this valuable information.
Hello, my name is John Winters. I'm the NAP Program Specialist in the Center for Community Services at DCED. And today, as Lynette said, we're going to discuss the Charitable Food Program, which is part of the Neighborhood Assistance Program. The purpose of the Neighborhood Assistance Program is to encourage collaboration between nonprofit organizations and businesses to improve communities for low-income populations in specific geographic locations throughout Pennsylvania. Collaboration occurs in the form of corporate contributions to nonprofits in return for state tax credits. The goals of NAP are to provide resources to assist neighborhoods and communities, to encourage positive outcomes for residents of those communities, to address safety and welfare of residents in those communities, and to move those communities and neighborhoods towards fiscal, physical, and social well-being. The NAP tax credit program is, as it states, a tax credit program, which means it's an amount of money a taxpayer is able to subtract from the amount of tax they owe to the government. State tax credit programs, such as the Charitable Food Program, do not offer actual dollars for funding. In the case of the Charitable Food Program, state tax credits are intended as an incentive for corporate partners to contribute real dollars or in-kind donations in return for the state tax credits. The types of taxes that are eligible for the Neighborhood Assistance Program, including the Charitable Food Program, are corporate net income, capital stock or foreign franchise tax, bank and trust company shares tax, title insurance company shares tax, insurance premiums tax, mutual thrift institutions tax, and personal income tax as long as it's being passed through from a corporate entity. It is important to note that DCED does not provide tax advice, and it is up to each business entity to consult their tax advisors concerning how tax credits can and should be used. Next, we'll discuss the 4 P's of the Neighborhood Assistance Program. These are place, the problem, the project, and the proposed outcomes. The place is where is the proposed project. The problem is what is the need. The project is what will be done, and the proposed outcomes are what will be accomplished. Please note, it is highly recommended that you read all Neighborhood Assistance Program guidelines before putting together your application, and you are also strongly encouraged to contact your local regional office for technical assistance. The place. place for the Neighborhood Assistance Program application is the specific neighborhood, community, or targeted area where the project will take place. The characterization of the place should clearly relate both the need and purpose of the proposed project in relation to the problem and the proposed outcomes. The problem. Describe how the problem impacts the community, neighborhood, or targeted area. The problem should clearly articulate an assessment or analysis of the needs of the neighborhood and how the project will address any gaps. Project. You should provide a description of the Neighborhood Assistance Program project that is proposed to address the problem that was identified. It is important to note here that Neighborhood Assistance Program is not an entitlement program, and it is not intended as a supplement to fill gaps in funding or as a mechanism to solely meet a neighborhood organization's financial needs to continue operations. Finally, the proposed outcomes. Proposed outcomes are identified by the applicant and should describe specific, measurable, and achievable results that demonstrate the positive impact of the project on the place and problems identified. Your outcome measures must be identified in the Neighborhood Assistance Program Community Impact Measures Report Addendum, which is in the department's electronic single application. Now we'll discuss specifically the Charitable Food Program itself. The Charitable Food Program has become part of the blueprint for a hunger-free Pennsylvania, which was established by the governor recently. The Charitable Food Program is focused on improving food security in Pennsylvania by providing food to low-income populations. It also provides support for new or innovative food-related projects, such as controlled environment agriculture, which is hydroponics or aeroponics, gleaning, milk processing initiatives, and there are other innovative projects that could qualify for this program. The Charitable Food Program is focused on improving food security in Pennsylvania. It assists charitable programs that provide food to low-income populations in distressed areas. This can be a large county or regional food bank or a more local community-based provider. It also provides support for new or innovative food-related projects. The Charitable Food Program offers a 55% tax credit on eligible contributions, which can include food, and it is a one-year project. The requirement for the program: in the last few years, we have endeavored to expand the Charitable Food Program for a broader spectrum of food-related programs. Charitable Food Program applicants who submit a solicitation plan instead of commitment letters must secure final commitment by September 30th of the project year. Tax credit applications that are received from contributors not approved by the Department of Revenue will not be accepted. All contributors who make in-kind food donations must include the Charitable Food Program in-kind food donations form, which is Exhibit H in our guidelines, as part of their proof of contribution with their Neighborhood Assistance Program tax credit application. The costs per pound listed on Exhibit H are the maximum amounts that can be considered for each category of food. Contributors cannot claim a higher cost than these amounts for tax credit purposes. Now we'll go through a couple of examples of charitable food programs that have been successful in the past. First, we have New Hope Ministries, which is an organization that operates in the Dillsburg and York County area. New Hope Ministries has 6 physical locations and 5 mobile program sites. These sites provide food assistance to low-income, rural Cumberland, York, and Adams County families that live in poverty and/or are experiencing hunger. They also enroll qualified residents in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, and the Women, Infant, Children's Program, or WIC. They also partner with local school districts and parent-teacher organizations to provide weekend backpacks of nutritious food for children enrolled in free and reduced school meal plans. And they identify opportunities for clients to enroll in job training and workforce development programs, which leads to a greater likelihood of employment and family stability. Next, we have Philabundance. Philabundance is Delaware Valley's largest hunger relief organization. They're a large regional food bank located in Philadelphia, and they cover many counties within the southeastern region of Pennsylvania. Of those served, 30% are children, 16% are seniors, and adults served include college students, families, and the working class. The agency rescues, purchases, and accepts donated food and distributes it through its own programs as well as a network of 350 partner agencies. Next, we have the farm. The farm is the newest project located at the Greater Washington County Food Bank in Washington County, which is in southwestern Pennsylvania. It is a community-supported agricultural enterprise that strives to provide healthy produce for those in need while promoting education, empowerment, and sustainable agriculture. Now we'll discuss the Neighborhood Assistance Program application checklist. This checklist is needed for all Neighborhood Assistance Program applications, including Charitable Food Program applications. It must be submitted via our electronic single application system. It must include a narrative which lays out the place, problem, project, and proposed outcomes. It must include a budget, and there must be a budget justification. Also required is a community impact measures report. Commitment letters or solicitation plans are required. An IRS determination letter is required. Any job descriptions for staff that are being paid through the Charitable Food Program are required. Project cost estimates, subcontractor agreements, if applicable, are also required. And any applicant who submits a solicitation plan in lieu of firm commitments must have firm commitments lined up by September 30th of 2019. Also, please be aware that solicitation plans will not score as high as firm commitments during the review of the application. Timeline for applications is as follows. Applications must be submitted by all nonprofit organizations on or before June 28, 2019 at 5 p.m. The applications will be reviewed and scored after that date. If the project is approved, the applicant will be notified via an approval letter which must be signed and returned to DCED within 60 days. Once the signed approval letter is received by DCED, all contributors will be notified via a separate letter. Contributions must be sent by June 30th, 2020, and the project must be completed by September 30th of 2020. All final community impact measures reports are due to DCED by December 31st of 2020. Finally, here we have a list of contacts for all of the regional staff in Pennsylvania as well as myself. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions regarding this program. Thank you for joining us, and we encourage you to contact us with any questions.